Round 3, last round.
Yep, this will be the last round of Swiss, moving into an untimed top 4, where the top-seeded team will be on the play. So there's a lot on the line here.
Ooh.
All right, so let's talk about these two decks. Obviously, I could probably talk a bit more about the one on the left.
Yes.
Considering it is my jank. So talk to me about Zoo.
Zoo, in my mind, it's kind of like you think of Burn. How it's very hasty, very aggro to the face. It's Reckless Bushwhacker, Monastery Swiss Spear, Goblin Guide. What is it? Experimental Ooze and
Experiment 1.
Bolt. Experimental 1. Thank you. Bolt, and I even think he plays the Tarkus command. So it's very much like Naya Burn in my opinion.
And something
almost.
we see typically with decks like Zoo that's really interesting is we have you'll have them sort of hedging that their opponents are fetching and shocking, which Paul won't be doing here.
Oh, that's true. Because this Illusions deck. You were talking about it earlier.
Right. So this is Mono Blue Illusions. And what was wrong with where our play mat was at? Come on, Brian. So we have Mono Blue Illusions on the left, which is one of my kind of trial decks. If anyone knows me, I build decks like there's no one's business. And so Illusions plays the exact same sideboard as most Merfolk decks.
Okay.
And it plays a similar CMC main board, except you're using Illusions rather than using Merfolk.
Yep.
So your creatures have a higher standard power toughness. And things like Lightning Bolt that already kill these creatures, you're not worried about the targeted removal as much. So Illusions, you would think there's a downside because, Paul didn't see any islands, 2 Mutavaults in the opening hand. You would think that the main downside is that when you target the Illusions, they have to get sacrificed.
Yep.
But that actually tends to not be a downside because what would have already killed those cards still kills them.
Yes.
Right? So shout out to Brian, of course.
He's my bestest.
Yeah,
buddy.
we have probably what is 2 of the nicest Magic players in the room
Yeah,
on camera right now.
So right now, Brian, we're seeing Dryad Arbor, Forest. I think he had an Experiment 1.
Yeah, and Paul is just looking with this Illusions deck to, one, draw a hand that he can keep.
Which includes islands.
Yeah, which needs to include islands.
Oh, so we see Island, Aether Vial, a Phantasmal Image.
A Phantasmal Dragon.
Ooh.
And the 2 cards on the left, I believe, are Labyrinth Guardian.
Okay.
So that's from Hour of Devastation, or from Amonkhet, I believe. It's a 2-mana 2/3 that one... Oh, they're bears. Guardian is a 2-mana 2/3 that when it's targeted, you sack it.
Bears.
Yes. So Phantasmal Bears, that is a 1-mana 2/2 as of right now for y'all. But if it is targeted, Paul's going to have to sacrifice it.
Okay. So...
With Dryad Arbor coming down for Brian.
he's the one that picked up the foil Dryad Arbor.
Absolutely. Brian said it was just one of the most beautiful cards he's ever seen.
I'm going to have to agree with him on this part. It is very gorgeous. Okay, so he has his Mutavault. Let's see. So what would the correct play have been that turn 1 Phantasmal Bear or turn 1 Aether Vial?
I told Paul you almost always lead off on the Aether Vial.
Okay.
Bear seems fine here now that Brian's moving a little bit slower.
Yes.
So gets him some early turn damage because Brian's going to dedicate a lot of creatures to the board.
Oh.
Paul, Aether
man.
Vial, and another bear. So this isn't a bad start for Paul.
I feel like this isn't a bad start at all. So, question. So why the Mutavault?
The Mutavault because you have lords in there, like Lord of the Unreal, so it gives the Mutavault +1/+1.
Okay, so it's
and
pretty
hexproof.
much... Oh, wow. Okay, so it does. It plays a lot like Merfolk stuff.
It literally plays almost the exact same as the Merfolk
Okay.
deck. It has Spreading Seas main board. Now, you're not using that for the Island Walk, you're using that to take off most of the decks in Modern.
So Brian fetches and goes to 17, correct? Yes. So
Well, it looks like he's going to shock here,
Yes.
too. So he's going to go down to 15.
from the 2 from Phantasmal Bear. Yes.
Yes.
So what do you play here?
He has Nakatl, but he doesn't have a
Nakatl,
plains.
which only puts it at a 2/2.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a hidden
I
herbalist, so he's
forgot
going to make
about
2
that.
green mana because of the revolt
Ooh.
trigger.
So does he play the other? And he plays.
He's going to make him 2
another
more green
2?
mana.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Does he
this
play
can
Gold?
snowball really fast.
Oh, Manamorphose.
Manamorphose, so he gets to float 2 more mana of any
This
color.
also puts another type into his graveyard for this Goyf.
Absolutely.
So this is actually, I think this is a very good play. I actually think he plays Goyf here.
Right, because then it's a 2/3.
Yes.
And it blocks those bears efficiently.
Yes. So I think he goes ahead and he makes like a green and something, and then he just plays the Termagoyf.
Absolutely. See, and this is why it's kind of bad that Paul didn't run out the Aether Vial the first turn.
Yeah.
Is because now he's going to have to slowly take it up, and we see he has that dragon in his hand.
How much does the dragon cost? What's
It's a 4 mana 5/5.
It's a 4 mana 5/5. Okay.
So if he can stick it, it's good. It's real good, but and plus Illusory Angel. So you know what that one does?
No, I don't.
3 mana 4/4 flyer, but you can only cast it if you cast another spell this turn. Aether Vial doesn't care about that.
Yes.
So if he can get Aether Vial to 3, he can just start slamming 4/4s.
Okay. So we see Brian here. I guess he's trying. Is he maybe talking with the person in the middle?
Yeah, it looks like Paul's communicating to the person to his left. Just kind of like, I think Brian was deciding what the play was going to be.
Okay, so he is going to go ahead and put down the Termagoyf. He also has a Tarkus command in hand, which is...
The Tarmogoyf should be a 2/3.
2/3, yes.
Yeah, the Manamorphose is going to resolve in the graveyard.
And
Actually,
okay, there
Brian's
he goes.
moving it up right now. Paul reading Tarmogoyf. Paul knows what it does. He played Jund in his last Modern event.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Is there anything in Illusions that can
So
deal with this type
you
of
do
stuff?
you do have Vapor Snag,
Okay, so there is a Vapor Snag in there. Okay.
and so he's going to put that Aether Vial up on 1, and Brian's just going to pass back to him. Let's see if Paul can kind of capitalize. So if he has Island Lord of the Unreal, this gets pretty ridiculous. Because now he has 2 3/3s, and he can animate the Mutavault, but it doesn't look like he has another land.
Looks like...
That's a Krovikan Mist, so that's going to be a 3/3. Its power and toughness equal to the number of illusions
Illusions you control.
which is another
Ooh.
reason why Mutavault is good.
Okay.
It also has flying.
Okay, so then if he animates Mutavault, then it ticks up again. So
Yes.
it becomes a 4/4 with flying. That's really good for 2. Not gonna lie. That's very good for 2 mana.
Absolutely. So this illusions deck, you can kind of see it scales pretty well off of itself.
Yes.
And I've had great kind of play with it so far. The problem being is that Paul has kind of a limited knowledge about going into this tournament
okay.
about Modern, and he missed the land drop.
Yes.
So Lord of the Unreal is double blue to cast.
Ooh, alright.
He needs to find
So
another island.
That or the Aether Vial does tick up to 2 next turn.
Right.
So that might be fine. I think, Brian, the correct play here would it be play Windswept Heath? But I guess he's not going to. But I think the correct play would have been to do
Right, because
Windswept
then you can
Heath
go get a Temple Garden.
and Nicodle.
Yeah. He does have a Tarkus command in
I
hand.
know.
We could see a huge attack out of Brian here.
So what are Herbalists? They're 2/2s, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he can do 3 damage to Paul. And then he can give them all +1/+1.
Right.
So, oh.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna get in there with the
he's
Dryad
gonna
armor.
I think he's gonna set this up for a Tarkus command.
Wow, so we're looking at a huge attack here if Paul doesn't gauge what he's about to take.
Does Paul have kind of a knowledge of how Zoo works?
He has seen Brian play before,
Okay.
so he may have the knowledge there.
Okay.
Paul not looking to risk that Krovikan Mist, it looks like, which is smart on his part.
Yeah.
Because as he rebuilds, the Krovikan Mist gets a lot better. Just checking, he's like, is it a 2/3? Oh man, don't fall for this trap, Paul.
Oh, and Anderson. Yep, Brian. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do 3. Yep. So he's gonna deal 3 to Paul, and then he's gonna give them all +1/+1. So Paul's gonna take 3, 6, 9 here. He's gonna take 9.
And he's gonna lose both bears.
Yes.
Wow, so Paul's just going to drop to 11 here. Ali, what made me build the deck is I'm actually building a deck of each monocolor based off of what the best decks are that play those colors. And, like, blue is Merfolk, and I could always just switch this deck over to Merfolk if it doesn't work out. But Illusions, as long as I've been playing Magic, has been my favorite creature type. My first kitchen table Magic deck was... Oh, Paul, I heard him. He missed the trigger on Aether Vial. And he slammed his hand down. I heard him say the S word. So yeah, I've had a lot of love for the illusion creature type. It's really interesting. There's now a creature in Yard, which Brian's noting for the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah. Okay, so
Phantasmal
Phantasmal.
Image.
If I was him, I would
Target the
copy
Goyf.
Target Goyf. And he did. Okay. Good.
So Paul has a Tarmogoyf here. That Aether Vial could cost him though. Because, like I said,
because he could have also just Aether Vialed in the Phantasmal Image.
Right.
And then he would have had 3
And
mana
if
left
he's
up.
we do know he's sitting on Dragon, right?
Yes.
Is it Dragon or Angel? Because if it is Angel, then that's going to cost him. And I think it's Angel. He does not look happy.
I think he's very upset by this right now. So Brian has Mountain, a Coddle, and a Fetch Land in hand right now.
No matter what, Tarmogoyfs are going to bounce off of each other, so Paul shouldn't be too worried about that.
Well, so Phantasmal Image, if it gets targeted by something, it gets sacked, correct?
Yes.
So theoretically, all Brian has to do, because Brian does play Bolt,
right,
he can just bolt the Phantasmal Image to get rid of it. It's not like a normal Tarmogoyf.
What's interesting to me is with this Krovikin Mist, hopefully Paul's teammate knows, Paul may not know this, he can activate the Mutavault still.
Oh.
Because he has the one blue open and make the Krovikin Mist at 3/3.
3/3.
So he can use some bait to bait Brian into a bad attack.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if my plans for White Alley are going to be mono white hate bears.
Yes.
That would probably be the best strategy. So we're gonna jam some cats in there for Lauren.
Yeah. And oh yes, thank God. And then I know black. You're doing Mono Black Devotion.
Mono Black Devotion be one of the better decks. I could do 8-rack, but it's not my playstyle.
Wait, did he draw into another?
It's another Goyf.
Oh wow. Okay.
So he's still not gonna fetch with that Windswept Heath, which I don't agree with, because he could go Goyf Nacatl, full power Nacatl.
Yep. So he would have a 3/3 and another 3/4 on the battlefield. Plus, he would have his 2/2s. So I think that would have been the correct play. No, makes sense.
Alright, so noting that, yes, as your Tarmogoyf grows, Brian, so will Paul's.
Yes.
As an exact copy. Just with the illusion creature type and the targeted ability. So if Paul can find a Lord of the Unreal here, this gets insane.
I wonder what Paul's explaining to him. He did the like it's an illusion.
I think Paul's just getting into the deck.
I think he's,
all right, so Brian's gonna make a big attack here. I hope Paul knows about this Mutavault activation.
I don't,
because he would have a profitable block with the Krovikin Mist.
I don't know if he's going to.
He's probably very worried about another Atarkus command.
Yes. So I don't think he's going to activate the Mutavault. Does he know? Have you told him about it?
I did tell him about it earlier.
Okay, so
I didn't tell him about the Krovikin Mist interaction, but I told him about other interactions.
Okay.
He's gonna lose this Krovikin Mist if he doesn't activate that Mutavault.
Yes! There we go.
Teammate. Yes. He goes activate it.
There you go. There we go. Oh my gosh. Who's in the middle of Paul right now?
Let's look at Paul's team.
So we have
Aaron Prido. Aaron Prido, thank you very much.
We appreciate
Thank you
this.
very much.
Oh gosh.
That's what we were looking for.
So he's gonna take 2.
Yes, Paul's gonna take 2
So he'll
here.
go to 9. Yeah, there we go. So Paul's at 9. Brian is still at 15.
They just bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Explaining that the Mutavault doesn't change what's happening.
Yeah. So Brian is gonna play. Yep.
Yeah, so they're gonna have another Tarmogoyf here. Paul's like a sailor out there.
I can already hear it in my head too. Oh man. I want to know what this. Okay. So you know he's not gonna miss a trigger. You know he's not.
I hope so.
Okay. So.
All right. So we're gonna move to Paul's turn here, and Paul. These
Paul's
little
getting
mistakes are gonna cost him.
There we go.
Yeah, he's getting a little flustered, but hopefully he can recover. All right. Didn't quite see the draw. All right, so he's gonna vial in a Labyrinth Guardian, so that's the 2-mana 2/3.
Okay.
You can embalm it for 4.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually just bring it back as a 2-mana or a 4-mana 2/3.
So he can actually.
Please let this be the Lord of the Unreal. Or no, is this?
I think he's activating Mutavault. Yep.
Okay, it's just another Labyrinth Guardian.
Okay.
He's saying I can do the same thing next turn. He was making sure that he didn't tap in correctly.
So right now it can actually be a 5/5.
Right, the Krovikin Mist.
Whew.
Yeah, this deck has some play to it. It's really interesting.
I like that it goes wide and it can come back.
Oh, yeah. It rebuilds very quickly.
Yes.
Especially when your Aether Vial's on 3. Shout out to Paul. And because it could be. And whenever you draw an Angel, you don't even have to meet the cast requirements.
Yeah. But, I mean, now he will be on 3 next turn. He does have a good board to be able to block.
Right.
He can even kill one of the Termagoyfs next turn. Because right now Termagoyf is a 3/4.
Oh, he's getting aggressive.
He's going in. So
Is he gonna
I
activate?
think if because he has no hand, so I think he should activate, which he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brian doesn't have to worry about Vapor Snag.
So Brian's gonna go down to 10 because
Brian's
it's flying, so he can't block it. So he'll go to 10.
And this deck does have a fair amount of flyers in it, so
Okay.
this could be the bane against Brian. We see in draft strategies stuff like that, like blue flyers just gets there sometimes.
And Brian drew another Nicodle. Okay.
Okay, please.
Brian, for the love of please, please play this one, Swift Teeth. Go and get your Temple Garden and play your Nicodle.
Yes.
But he also, I'm not gonna lie though, he might be scared to crack and then shock because then it puts him at what, 7?
Yeah.
So, for example, if Paul draws
But he
another
doesn't
illusion,
need to shock here.
That's true. He just needs to put it on the battlefield.
Right. So he's
let's
for sure
see.
going down to 9. Let's see what he ends up grabbing. There's
Okay,
that
there's a
Temple
tem-
Garden,
okay.
and it's gonna enter tapped. Foil Temple Garden. Good on you, Brian.
But it's not. It's not the original art. But still, good on you, Brian. Good on you. It's very pretty. You know how much I love foils.
All right, so Paul here kind of evaluating, and this is something I've talked about with Paul before, where newer players will do it once they branch into competitive play, but he has the tools and he has the mindset and the capability.
Mm-hmm.
He self defeats a lot,
Yeah.
and so hopefully, like you're seeing with these little triggers, he's realized lately, like you missing these little Aether Vial triggers and stuff, they could cost you.
Well, I think a lot of players in general just need to realize that these little tiny things in decks, like the triggers and just the little experiments you can make with these decks, are so good. Like, they're vital to if you win or lose. You just have to keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
So, right now,
And
I think
Skrovikin
Brian-
Mist is putting in work for
yes,
Paul.
it is. I think Brian needs to just play this Nicodle.
If Paul can draw a Lord next turn, this gets insane.
Yeah.
And he can, but he always, if he does draw a land, he can block with these Labyrinth Guardians, knowing he can just bring them back with Embalm.
With Embalm, yes.
So
there's Eternalize and there are Embalm. So
Internalize is the 4/4.
Okay, that's the one I'm
Embalm,
thinking
it comes
of.
back
It
as a
comes back
copy.
as a token, as a copy of itself. Okay.
Right.
Oh. So I think, is Brian...
Brian's thinking.
He's thinking about whether he should swing or not. I know he should play this Nicodle in hand. There's not a point to holding
Well,
it
you
up.
play it post combat.
Yeah.
Looks like Brian's getting a phone call.
Oh.
So yeah, you would play the Nicodle post combat because you already
Yes.
have Paul scared about Tarkus Command, right?
That's true. So you can just hold up the green and the red and then hope.
Hope Paul makes some bad blocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's going to bounce the... Like, Termagoyf and Termagoyf are going to bounce. So these are 2/2s, correct? What are they called?
Labyrinth Guardians?
Yes,
2
the
3s.
Labyrinth Guard. They're 2/3s.
2 mana, 2 3s.
Ooh.
Everything in the deck has a higher PT than its cost.
Okay. So, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I would do this, but or maybe I would.
Oh,
double.
you don't even
blocking
need to block the
Nicodle.
Nicodle. No, Paul just wins next turn. You don't block the Nicodle.
Okay.
You bounce the Tarmogoyfs off each other. No, don't do this. Don't do
Okay,
this.
so then he takes what? He takes 3, 4, 5. He goes to 4. He has 1 card in hand, but I think, as you said, he's scared of this Atarkus Command. He's already seen 1.
It's true.
If he doesn't block, and if Brian did have a Tarkus Command in hand, he'd be dead. Because he would take 3, 6, 7. Yeah, he would be dead if he didn't block.
Okay.
So he's going to take 3, and
think
he's
Paul
going to
still just wins on the crackback, though.
Well, so he keeps 1.
Oh, Paul forgot Nicodle's power toughness.
Yes.
So he didn't think he was going to lose his creature there.
Well, so right now...
So right now he's taking 3.
Yes.
And then another Nicodle coming down for Brian.
So Brian has a blocker.
This
So let's see.
should still be game.
So
Okay,
3,
so he can block 3,
4, 5.
but Paul can attack with Mutavault. And it boosts the Krovikan Mist. Right? Is my math
1,
terrible?
2, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now the mist becomes a 4/4.
Right.
So obviously he takes 4. He goes to 5. So he swing. Yeah, you're correct. No, you're not
No,
correct because
no.
if he chooses to block the phantasmal image,
See, he
then he
needed
only
that
takes
extra
4.
creature.
Yes.
No.
because if
He needed the other Labyrinth
yeah,
Guardian.
because if Brian
And he
blocks
obviously
correctly,
didn't draw a land. So
If he blocks correctly, if he
Aaron's trying to
blocks
help
the
him out of this
phantasmal image.
situation.
Yeah, so 2, 4.
That was bad. That
8.
was a bad block. I wouldn't have made that block.
Oh, but if he has another illusion... Oh, he's going to Spreading Seas.
Okay.
Okay.
Draw this Vapor Snack.
That would be so good. Not
Okay,
even that.
that takes the
just
Nicottles
needs...
off. That takes the Nicottles offline.
Oh, it does. So there are only 2/2s.
Paul,
so...
draw your card.
Oh, do not forget to draw your card, Paul. Paul? Oh, no. Is he going to forget the trigger? Oh, Paul.
Is it even a triggered ability? I believe you just draw a card.
Is it one of those ones where you have to draw the card? Oh, hold on, look up Spreading Seas real quick for me.
Yeah.
Because if Paul and Paul forgot. Hold on. I'm gonna stop him real quick.
Yeah, we're commentators, so we get to do that anyways. Yeah, you must.
Yeah, you have draw card.
Oh, and it's a land for turn.
Nope.
And Brian's gonna let him play it, so that's just fine. We got them corrected on that.
Okay. So Paul chose not to swing. Yeah, I think that was.
This is turning out really bad for him.
Yeah, but I think that was correct for him to not swing because.
Well, now it is. It was the previous block that
Yeah.
let Brian live here.
So
It's an
Brian
Arid
has
Mesa, I
Arid Mesa.
believe.
So he can turn.
He can turn
Yeah,
the
he can
Nicottles
turn the collar back on. So with this, Paul being at 6, Phantasmal Image against Goyf.
It's rough.
What did he spend the Mutavault on? Oh, the Spreading. Oh, I don't know if I would have done that there because Mutavault becomes a blocker for you.
Right.
Because
He
right
can
now
still
Paul is at
activate it
6.
to make the Krovikin Mist a good blocker, though.
Oh, yeah.
Brian
of
is out of
course.
cards in hand.
Yes.
So hopefully Paul, now that he's at 4 mana, Paul should realize to keep that Aether Vial at 3.
Yes.
Because Dragon you can just play if you draw it. Angel you cannot play if you draw it.
Yeah, hopefully here... Oh, I guess I can't say hopefully, but if Brian swings out here again... Oh no, Paul loses his board except for Phantasmal Image and
It's so
his-
rough. He literally just needed to make that
Yeah.
good block the previous turn, and Paul just would have won. So now he's on the back foot, and now it's always rough too that I realize with commentating. Once you start talking about them making blocks, you're at a bad part of the game.
Yeah.
You're already at a bad point.
Yeah, because, I mean, right now he can kill off one of the Termagors with the Mist, because it's a 4/4 and Termagor is only a 3/4.
Well, it's a 3/3, but he can turn it into a 4/4.
Yes. I know he's going to remember Mutavault because he has been doing it this entire game, so he can just get rid of one of the Goyfs, but in return, he's going to lose his 2/3 against the Nicottles. And then he's going to end up taking 3 and going to 3.
Exactly, and he can block going into Lightning Bolt range too.
Yes,
But
which Brian does play, but Brian has no cards in hand, so we know he doesn't have Bolt.
Right.
What is Alex saying? Stop being bougie, Brittany. But Brittany's right. If he didn't block, he possibly would be dead. That's also hard to remember. They have no... Yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and we're speaking from a commentator's perspective, and Paul, like Brittany did state that Paul was making his blocks.
Alpha Strike!
Brittany did state that Paul didn't know whether there was an Antarcus command, and that's kind of what we have to do.
Aww.
He's telling Brian to go for it.
Well, so if Brian goes for it, Paul goes to 3.
Right.
Paul loses 1. On the crackback from Paul, depending on what he draws, he can probably 4, 5, 6, 7. If Paul draws an illusion, nope, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And
6,
there's
7,
the
8.
Alpha Strike.
Okay, so Paul does not scoop here. If he blocks correctly,
Okay, activate.
Yes.
4/4 Krovikin Mist.
Paul wins this on the back. He just wins it. Yes, this is correct.
Yeah, take 3.
And he goes to 3, but he loses 1 illusion, so he has 1, 2, 3. Oh, 6, 7, 8. It's exactly 8.
If he attacks correctly.
Yes. Which I think... So all he has to do is attack with Mutavault, Phantasmal Image, and the Mist, and he wins this. And he activated Mutavault, correct?
Yeah, he did activate Mutavault.
Okay.
He made the Krovakin Mist a 4/4.
Okay.
Mutavault being all creature types, so the Krovakin Mist feeds off of that for the illusion check.
So Goyf, yep.
Yeah,
Goyf
that gets eaten because Krovakin Mist is a 4/4.
Yep. And
The Coddle eats the Labyrinth Guardian.
yeah, and he goes to 3. Oh, I hope he sees that he wins here.
Yeah.
And they trade. Okay.
So now the Krovakin Mist is essentially a 3/3.
It is
3, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly 8.
All right. I wouldn't even look at what card I drew.
No.
Because I
just-
don't want to get distracted by that.
So he's been good, by the way, on this Aether Vial, keeping it at 3.
Yeah.
Like, I'm proud of
that is
part.
something I noted to him before the tournament started. Like, Aether Vial should stay on 3.
Yeah. I have no idea. Yeah. Okay. So just all he has to do, activate Mutavault.
Oh,
and
this
swing.
made it even better because he drew Labyrinth Guardian.
Yeah. So there we go. There we go.
That's game skis. So Illusions took it down despite just a few mistakes that we
Yeah.
noted through Paul. Again, like Ali was pointing out in the chat, it is hard that they don't know what's in their opponent's hand.
Yeah.
But typically, when you have when you see one Atarkus command, try not to worry about subsequent Atarkus commands.
Well, I've learned from like Dom and Steve, like it you can play around some cards, but you just play.
Right,
Honestly,
like a
you
Tarkus
just-
command.
Yeah, you don't play around them.
If you leave everything back to block, a Tarkus command still gives Brian now a good block if he does have
Yes.
it, right? So like it's bad either way.
Yeah.
It's one of those cards you just can't play around, like Hologon's command.
Yeah. So what is Paul?
Paul has Merfolk's sideboard,
Yeah. So what do you think he sideboarded against Zoo?
so he can't bring Unified Will in because there's no idea that he's gonna have more creatures than Zoo. I don't even know if he does sideboard. So he has Dispel, Negate, Relic.
I think Dispel is fine for those Atrakas commands, for the bolts that
The
he
lightning
has.
bolts.
Yeah, I think Dispel would be fine. I think he's thinking about bringing in these Unified Wills. He's also I don't think he brings in Relic because if he has Phantasmal Image against Goyf, they constantly cancel each other out.
Yeah. This is in this situation. Here's what I tell you I would do. Especially if I look across and I see Brian pulling out like chunks of cards, and I can assumptively think that Brian may hedge against the Aether Vial, which would be incorrect. Brian bringing in Chandra, so he's bringing in some more proactive stuff. Thalia, he didn't see anything, and I thought he might bring in Paths. I don't know if he'll bring the Paths in.
I think he's going to.
Yeah. So I would shuffle the 15 in my sideboard into my main deck, and then I would pull the
Just
same
pull
15
out
out.
15. Okay.
I would pull the same 15 out.
Okay, to make it think that you are sideboarding, but you're not.
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's just, and I don't even think Paul put anything in. So
I don't think he did.
that's why I would do that exact same thing, is because you make them think that you sideboard, but your deck's fine. Like you
I'm not gonna lie,
can
though,
hedge
I
with
really
Dispel
do think
and
he should
stuff.
put in at least 2 Dispels. Because you do have 2 Dispels sideboard, right?
Yeah, it's exactly
I think
2.
those 2 should go in for these Atarkus commands and for these bolts.
So he can pull Grand Architect out because on the draw, Grand Architect's kind of slow. You
he
know
takes
Grand
out a Vapor
Architect,
Snag.
right?
So he's taking out Vapor Snag.
I don't think
I
that I
don't-
agree with that.
I'm going to agree with you. I don't think he takes out Vapor Snag.
I do like that he's keeping his creature count where it's at.
Yes.
I can
don't think
agree
creatures
on
should
that.
come out of this.
I
don't,
do also agree that Brian did not put any artifact hate, because I hate when people bring in artifact hate against the Aether Vial, like the 4 of artifacts in the deck, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just not warranted. So Brian sideboarding pretty much how I would expect him to.
Man, alright.
I didn't see what Paul put in though.
I don't
when
know.
he
I
took
know
out
he
those
took
2
out
Vapor
2
Snags.
Vapor Snags, but I don't. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
See.
Maybe 2 Dispels. like you're saying.
Really hope he did.
It did seem like those Atarka's commands affected him on a personal level.
Yeah, well, and also because Brian goes wide very quickly, just because he does have a lot of hasty, very low
Right,
cost.
so like maybe Vapor Snag is better later in the game when you're trying to like set up these combats.
Yeah.
It's actually not that great earlier
Like
in
when
the
he
game.
could have Vapor Snag Linacottle to get in with everything.
Interesting thing though, like you actually wouldn't bring in Dispel for Lightning Bolt. Reason being is because if Lightning Bolt targets your creature, you have to sack it
You have
anyways.
to sack it anyways, yeah,
So there's,
that's
like,
true.
there-
I didn't even think about that.
He
That's
would
very
bring
true.
it if he brought in Dispel. It's going to be for those Atarka's commands.
Yes.
Path you have to sack anyways. You actually don't net a land off Path, which is kind of funny.
Oh, because you have to sack it in response, yep.
Yep.
And so then the spell just fizzles.
Mm-hmm.
I barely have the desire to sideboard, period. That's why I don't
And that's like probably at Ettin, I just wouldn't sideboard. If I was at a competitive tournament, like a PPTQ, something like that, I would put 15 in, take the same 15 out.
Oh, man.
All right, and they're coming down to 20 minutes here, going into game 2.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that.
Yeah. And so Paul actually won on the draw last time, so
Oh, let's see.
hopefully with the second half of their time it ends up being the same.
All right.
Linacottle,
so...
Atarka's command, Lightning Bolt, couple fetches, what looks like a Herbalist. Either that or a Narnum Renegade, which is the one that gets a Death Touch and it gets a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, I think he keeps this. He's going to fetch, and I'm guessing he's going to play as a Linacottle.
Either that or the Narnum Renegade, if that's what that is.
So he goes to 17. Yeah. Like, this just plays a lot like Burn. I actually enjoy it.
It's the like official name's Revolting Zoo for this version of Zoo.
Okay.
Because Naya Zoo doesn't play all the Revolt stuff.
Oh, is it? It is the one drop where he gets Death Touch?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
He
he's
gets
going
a
to play that.
+1/+1 counter if you triggered Revolt.
Yes.
Yeah. So look that one over. To see power toughness.
Oh, Paul's checking his stacks, make sure. He's like, oh, what happened? I looked at my phone for 2 seconds.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 2/3 now.
Wow, that's a
turn
very
one.
good one drop. I'm not going to lie. This
Yeah,
is really good.
Let's not even talk about my illusions here.
Okay, so I think he turned 1 Aether Vials. I really hope he turned 1 Aether Vials.
It just gives you so much good tempo advantage
Yeah.
later in the game. It's not great the first turn, but
I think he is. Yeah, he's going to.
Okay.
Do you see that little swoop he did? He was like,
Yeah. Using the animations from MTG Arena before it even comes out.
oh, God.
This Hearthstone.
Oh, it makes me so sad. I play so much Hearthstone, so this is...
Why does that make you sad, though? It should be good, right?
Well, because I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Hearthstone to look at it and be like, this looks exactly like ours. And then
You're
there's
waiting
gonna
for
be
Brian
like,
Kibler's tweets.
oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry, but I love Brian Kibler. I don't care what anyone says. He's Hearthstone God.
I specifically don't love him as much because I lost to him at my first GP in San Antonio in like 2014, and then he quit Magic like 2 months later.
Wait, so why go in for... Okay. I was about to say, why go in for this?
I mean, he can just still get Temple Garden off
That's
of
what
the
I'm saying.
Arid Mesa in his hand.
That's true. But I feel like he can... Because right now, Paul only has Aether Vial. I feel like he gets his Temple Garden and he plays Nikotl.
Right.
But I also think he takes the 2. So he would end up going to
14.
Yeah. If he decides to take the 2, because then that also leaves up Bolt for if Paul plays a bear or something. Anything.
Absolutely.
Oh, I see that Temple Garden. Oh, he went for the foil. He skipped it and went for the foil.
So let's see if he shocks here. He's for sure at 16 off the fetch.
Allie's smart boy. Oh, man.
And this clock is still running, guys.
I know, 16 minutes. I hate when it gets down to the very end. I hope they don't end up going to turns. If they go to game 3, I'm pretty sure they'll end up going to turns.
How do you feel about Brian shuffling? Allie's asking in the chat.
I don't want to talk about this. I really don't. So I need everyone to understand that whenever you shuffle, when you literally cringe the cards together, it just breaks the sleeves. And it's so...
Yeah, like we're looking to save you guys money.
God.
Ooh, Lightning Bolt
did
coming
he
to his
bolted
face.
him.
Yeah, it's Burning
Oh,
Tree
wow.
into Nikotl Lightning Bolt.
Okay, I approve of... do I approve of the bolt? I'm not positive on this part. Allie, I need you to fix
he's
your
being
shuffling.
aggressive. Like he needs
He's
to.
being very aggressive.
But he needs to be because they need to go to a game 3.
Yeah.
Like Brian is looking to get out some beats here.
Allie's just hurting my heart right now. Every time I look at what she put on there, it just hurts my
Ooh,
heart.
good boy. Took it up to 1 before
Yes.
you. So that's a Vapor
I don't
Snag
think
in
he's
Paul's
gonna-
hand.
Oh.
That was his draw.
So
for the
what
turn.
do you Vapor Snag back? That's the thing, because he could just play Arid Mesa, and then he gets back the Revolt for the 1, 2, 3.
Exactly. It's probably Beelan and Coddle.
Well, yeah, because it's a 3/3 right now. So
Right. So he has a
putting in the
Moonvault.
most-
He has a Krovigan Mist in hand. So he has like a similar setup to last game, but it
Yeah.
may be too slow for the Sport State.
I think it might be. Does he hold up that blue, or does he go in for playing stuff? Okay, he's gonna go.
He needs to develop his board state.
Yeah.
Like we were saying before, Vapor Snag just gets better as the game gets longer,
Yes.
actually.
Okay.
So that's going to be the 2-mana 2/3, the Labyrinth Guardian, coming down for Paul.
Oh.
Always bolt to the face. Chat approved.
Yes. Oh.
Alright, so we're going to pass back to Brian here. Let's see what Brian's got. Brian drew an
Ooh.
Experiment 1 as his draw for the turn. And as we can note in
yeah,
Brian's
yes.
hand, he has a Tarkus command.
Oh yeah, he does.
So
And I'm
fears
wondering-
realized if Paul is not looking forward to a Tarkus command. It's
Let's
coming his
see.
way.
So if he were to, let's just say, swing out this turn and a Tarkus command, he would. Oh, which
okay.
he is. Okay. So obviously he's gonna block the Nicodle, because the other two are only 2/3s.
Well, Burning Tree's a 2/2.
Yeah, 2/2
So
and
he
a
has a
2/3.
profitable block on the Burning Tree if he's not worried about a Tarkus command.
I'd be worried about it. Whenever somebody you know somebody's playing a Tarkus command and they leave up a red and a green, I don't know.
Yeah, he's making the correct block,
Yes.
assuming Brian doesn't have it. Paul's not going to be happy about this.
No. So Paul right here is going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 3, so 10. So Paul is going to go to 5.
Wow, and
I
he's going to
think-
lose his Labyrinth Guardian. We're going to have a game 3.
I'm pretty sure we are, because next turn, Brian just...
Brian can
Yeah.
also fetch here and play out that Experiment 1, and anything he draws grows it.
Experiment 1 is a 1-drop?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh, wow.
The 1-mana 1/1 that evolves.
Yes. Okay. So Paul loses his guy, goes to 5.
Wow.
So I don't think Brian's worried about life here. I like that Brian actually taps it to lose his 1 life.
Oh, I love that.
Whereas most people just and go.
Yeah, just like toss it in the graveyard.
Yes. Allie, you make me cringe every day. But I love you. Don't worry.
All right, let's see what Brian grabs. He's also going to shuffle here so we can watch that. It looks like did I see a Destructive Revelry?
Yes, I think you did.
No, Brian, no.
Did he actually bring in Destructive Moonstep? I had a feeling he was going to get Stomping Ground.
Okay, so he's going to go down to 11 here.
Which I don't think he minds. Like, I know
No,
Brian
no.
feels so far ahead that he doesn't mind taking that life total.
Yeah, when I'm playing against like Grixis Death Shadow and stuff, like Vapor Snag just feels amazing. In this position, Vapor Snag feels terrible.
No, because even if he Vapor Snags one thing,
There's just so much more coming his way.
well, Paul loses no matter what on this point.
If he plays an island next turn, vials something in for 2, he
Yeah.
has the Mutavault to block and has Vapor Snag.
I wish he had a 1-drop that he could at the end of turn.
Yeah,
violin.
he did
I
not have
wish.
a bear.
So he draws.
He drew a Mutavault, I believe.
Yeah. he
So one can
did.
activate the other. So we still have the same line that I'm talking about.
Yes.
He needs to be able to violin a 2-drop, which he has a Krovikan Mist.
Okay.
Activate a Mutavault, that makes Krovikan Mist a 2/2. And the Mutavault's a 2/2 blocker, and Vapor Snag something else. That's going to be his best bet.
Yeah. That. So let's see. The max he would take is what, 2? Possibly. Maybe. Depending on what
Depending
Brian
on
draws.
if the Experiment 1 evolves.
Yes.
When these players get down to 5 minutes, we'll let them know.
Ooh.
So he has a Lord of the Unreal in his hand.
What is he? I think he does your play. I think he vials in. He Vapor Snags. He holds up for Vapor Snag.
Oh, he's
He's just gonna Vapor Snag now.
saying no matter what, this is what I'm going to Vapor Snag anyways.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter when he does.
Right.
So Brian's gonna go down to 10.
I mean, it does matter for like Brian tapping mana
Yeah.
and stuff, right? If the card says instant, there's a reason.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the play's just fine in this
Wait,
position.
does he has Phantasmal Image. So, yep. And he's gonna copy Experiment 1.
Hopefully he doesn't think the Mutavault works the way that he might be thinking it works.
How do you think he's thinking it works?
He can activate the Mutavault and the Phantasmal Image becomes a 2/2. But that's not how it works. Evolve is entering the battlefield. Yeah, this could prove really bad
I
for
think
Paul.
he should have held up that Vapor Snag because now Brian can play the Nicodle.
I mean, if anything, you copy the Death Toucher, right?
Yes.
It just blocks anything.
Man.
And see, that's another reason, too. He gave them the Nicodle to help evolve the Experiment 1.
Yeah.
By Vapor Snagging the previous
That's what
turn.
I'm saying. I wish he would have...
Oh, that's double evolve.
Oh my god. Okay. So, can Paul live through this? I think he can. He can, yeah. So
He's going to lose a Mutavault.
Yes. He's going to lose a land. But... is he just going to scoop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
go
just
to
gonna
game 3.
Yeah,
He's not
there's
going to
only 10
recover
minutes
from
left.
that very well.
Oh, they're...
Double checking, but I think the scoop's correct. Just go to game 3.
So block there. Paul isn't realizing he has a Mutavault that he can activate. That's what Paul's not realizing. So...
he's just opting to keep the Mutavault.
Okay.
He's going to go to 1 here.
Okay. Yeah, Brian is just asking why scoop, you might have a chance in this. Which he doesn't. Brian has 5 creatures out right now. If any one of those gets through...
So if one of their teammates won and one of their teammates lost, and they draw, it is a draw.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
So...
Okay, so... Paul.
Lord of the Unreal.
Okay.
So that can give him Mutavault +1/+1 and Hexproof. Here's another Vial in hand. Redundant
Yeah.
Vials suck. They're okay sometimes.
I mean, they're really fun whenever you have, 2 vials in hand.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's the thing too. Just go to game 3.
Yeah.
The clock is a very real thing. So that Krovikan Mist is a 2/2 Hexproof.
Yeah.
Because it only counts
So,
itself.
yeah,
Because
Paul-
Lord is not.
No, Paul just... Yeah. I think they should just go to game 3 at this point. There's only 8 minutes left. Yeah,
That's a Bushwhacker.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pretty much preemptively.
Yeah,
reset
go to
Lacto.
game 3.
Oh, please just play it. Smash in. Good game.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
8 minutes.
All right.
lose
Do
this,
you
guys.
want to tell them 8 minutes?
Man.
Just be like, okay, guys, game 3, 8 minutes. All right, Brittany's stepping outside to let them know of the inform them of the time clock. So hopefully we can get a game 3 out of these 2 gentlemen. All right.
Oh, yeah. Proud of you. I heard you won. Yes.
What was going on out there?
So right now we have, who is in middle? Let me see, where's Paul? So we have Aaron.
Aaron Prido.
Yes, we have Aaron and Armando, I believe, on game 2 or 3 as well. So it's between either one.
If
So
we
Paul,
see them just scoop, then that means one of their teammates already won.
Yes.
Triple lightning bolt for
Oh
Brian.
my god! Brian's like, do I keep this? I have triple lightning bolt. It's insta. Put him at 8.
Dude, don't ask Armando
not
if he
even
should
8.
keep
Oh,
lightning
God.
bolts. Armando's
No,
gonna say
he's
yes.
gonna say yes. Oh man, normally Armando is on mono red Tron, but today he's playing Death Shadow.
Yeah, he said it's the deck for him. He loves it.
Yes. Oh man. Okay, let's see.
Let's go. Decisions.
You have 6 minutes. Don't do this to us. Oh no, I was saying I was proud of James because I wish Brendan was still in chat. He won against Valakut. Thank you. Go Elves. Go Elves.
It's okay. Brendan will watch the YouTube later and
I know.
understand what happens.
Alright, so let's see. Oh, let me see your hand. No, come on. Give me a little peek. I see an island. I saw an island. Oh man, we're getting somewhere.
Right. We have the land you need. Alright, we're going to pass over to Brian here. He's going to have an untapped Temple Garden. Go to 18. That doesn't cast Lightning Bolt.
Oh, experiment.
Is he risking it with this hand? Does he have a red
He
mana?
has no red mana.
But he has Burning
He's
Tree.
Burning Tree.
He's
so
double
he
Burning
has
Tree.
to draw into...
He has to draw just another grain.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand keeping this. It's risky. Come on,
So
Paul.
what does Paul have in his hand right now?
Labyrinth Guardian?
Okay.
Okay, 2 mana, 2/3.
All right.
Matches up well against the Experiment 1.
Ooh!
A third Burning Tree. What is this game?
Okay, 5 minutes. Let's go. Brian, just go ahead, pass.
Oh, no.
I'm over here sweating for them. I'm like, you have
No.
5 minutes?
This game could be insane for Brian. Had he drew a land there? If
he had drawn a
next turn,
land-
if he draws a land, this gets insane.
Mm-hmm.
Triple Burning Tree, triple Lightning Bolt.
Okay,
Paul's
so
curving out
Paul's-
perfectly here.
I just see, okay, I see another island, so he's
Spreading
good.
Season.
Oh, draw card.
Brian doesn't
No,
have
no,
it.
no, 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 Paul, draw your card.
Well, let him know, because that's another. Draw the card.
Oh, draw your card.
Calm down, not there yet.
Don't swing.
Brian's gonna go down 16 here.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
A destructive revelry. That doesn't even matter.
It doesn't.
And then now he can't cast Burning Tree now that this is an island. That was a well-timed Spreading Seas.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
This is insane.
What does Brian do here? Like, if it was me, I'm not even gonna lie. I
Swing
would
for
see this
one.
and I would
Just swing for one.
swing. Yeah. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. If this was me, I'd probably be like, okay, we're in 4 minutes. I have an island and all of this stuff in my hand that I cannot play, and I'm not.
But he doesn't
drawing
want to
a
scoop.
land.
He wants to give his teammate a chance.
Paul saying sorry because he has missed his drawing off the Spreading Seas.
Awesome. So,
Okay, so
Brian
Paul goes to-
preemptively discarding here.
No.
All right.
So
here
what
we
does he
go.
play here? So he's played.
He has Image, but you can't target your own Labyrinth Guardian.
Oh. So
So
does he?
he could target the
I
Experiment
think he
one.
targets Experiment 1 because he also has there's
There's Krovikan Mist.
yes.
Okay.
There it is. Did you see him?
So you
slam
can
that bad
target
boy
that
down?
with Image, because it's not
What?
one of the ones you have to sack. So that is 2/3/3
Stop.
flyers.
Oh
This
man.
this game has been turned on its head.
does Brian draw
that
here?
worked out for Paul really well.
I think Brian. No offense, Brian, if you watch this, I think you got a little greedy. I think you got greedy. You should
You
not
playing
have kept
against
that
the
hand.
Spreading Seas deck, friend.
You
Ugh.
should not have kept that hand.
This is insane.
Brian miss
Brian's
land
missed
drop?
2 land drops. He's not drawing lands, and
Oh,
now
man.
that Spreading Seas has turned that land into an island. Nothing in his hand is castable.
I'm chewing on my lip. Is he just gonna play
He's
that?
just playing
He's
the
just
same-
playing it. He's like, giggles. Let's go.
Now that Brian's discarded Revelry last turn.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's 6 in the air, friend.
Yeah.
You're taking 6. Alright, so he's going to block the 2. He's going to take 6. This is a bad position for Zoo to
He's
be
gonna
in.
go down 8.
You never want to be blocking with your creatures in Zoo.
He didn't draw one, Allie. He's just been discarding
Oh.
this entire time. He has also another Spreading Seas in hand.
Oh, that's an Atarkus
So-
command off the top.
Oh my god.
And he's just going to dump it.
Yeah.
And-
I mean, Brian, it's 3, 6, 8. So
Yeah.
Paul won this.
Wow.
God.
It's an illusory angel off the top, but not an even matter.
Jesus.
Oh, how did
Can
you keep
hear him?
that? Paul yells, "How did you keep that?"
Oh,
wow.
god.
So yeah, we have not much time left, so we're actually gonna get out there and we'll have a top 4.
Yes, we will.
We'll have
I'm
top 4
excited
coming
to
up.
see this. Oh man. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good match. We were sweating in here, man.
I know that was slowly killing me.